What's good YouTube, Steel here, and today's video we're looking back at Latios and Latias' solo battle from Secluded Springs, because just like Entei, we are doing a completely separate video just for the No Trainer Challenge. And if you click this video looking to see how to beat this with fighting only or 3 diamonds or less, the video for that will be in the description down below. But the reason this video is separate from the Entei No Trainer Guide or the Latios and Latias fighting only is because the approach required to beat this challenge is completely different from either of those. And with just one look to the list to my right, you're able to tell that the answer to the Entei EX one was completely useless in this case, as they have no EX Pokemon, thus removing Oricorio from the equation. And with that in mind, we also have to notice that without any EXs, that means we have to take down 3 Pokemon, as everything in their list is a single prizer. So we need a list that can efficiently take down 3 Pokemon despite how much damage they're dealing back to us. And here's where I would plug something about subscribing, but let's just leave it at please subscribe, and it helps the channel and it's free. So things to know from this Latios and Latias deck is all their Pokemon are weak to darkness. They have no capes or heals, so like the ranges to knock them out will stay the same no matter how many times we play the challenge. But cards like Red and Rocky Helmet really start to add up and help them reach certain damage ranges rather easily. And with these key points in mind, let's jump to the answer to this challenge, which is Umbreon, Darkrai, Arceus, Baby. I don't know. For this list, we are playing only Darkness Energy, as it is essential that we're able to charge up Darkrai for both its attack, but more importantly, so that we could use its Nightmare Aura. On paper, the baby Pokemon may seem as bait and easily removable by like their Latias, as you can see down below. It can swing for 40 as early as soon as they're able to attack. But the advantage you get when going second is unmatched, as any starting combination of either Darkrai or Arceus alongside of a baby Pokemon allows you to swing for lethal as early as your turn 2. And going first is still fine for baby Pokemon, but it usually leads them to falling to Latias, which isn't the end of the world, but it doesn't hold a candle to the same strategy going second. Realistically, our ideal start going first is probably Zangoose, as it's essentially a generic Druddigon. It being colorless gives us potential synergy with all the random energy that's being used in this list. The Umbreon EV ratio is decided upon for consistency, as any combination of EV and an evolution will take us one step closer to winning. While previously I tested strategies like Crobat and Weavile that kept feeling clunky and unreliable, as you need to find that one evolution with that one basic. It also helps that Latios and Latias are the main attackers, and them being basics allow non-EX Umbreon to shine, as essentially it becomes our version of Oricorio, while Umbreon EX and Sylveon EX give the deck some sense of support cards, as we essentially are playing a research and a never-ending Cyrus. And last but not least, I feel like Darkrai and Arceus are in no need of requiring an introduction, as they are 2 of the strongest standalone Pokemon in the game and have been for quite some time. If these guides is why you watch my channel, see y'all next season, as I will post more guides as soon as more battles are available. Otherwise, I'd like to hear from y'all what type of videos you would like to see from me, whether it's more deck breakdowns or meta reports or something that I haven't done yet. Feel free to comment down below either ideas or suggestions. And with that, I'll leave y'all with the gameplay for the final solo battle video of Secluded Springs. As always, thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing, and above all else, stay pro. Alright, going second, which given the hand could be like insane, and I would say it's insane. Yeah. They don't play hand disruption, so I'm not gonna. But they do, however, play like Sabrina, so I'm not gonna commit anything to the board that I want to Pichu here. So yeah, so technically we can start swinging with Arceus or Darkrai as early as next turn, which is what makes the babies in this deck so good, I guess. I tried list without them, and they're just too strong. Rocky Helmet. Debatably on the wrong card. So like next turn they're like forced to just Ralts teleport. So now we're about to go like all out. Yeah, so it's like taking a page from like Baby Darkrai, from Arceus Pichu decks, and then it gets rounded up with just like an Umbreon. I just felt like using Umbreon. There's not much to it. Technically, the non-EX Umbreon really counters his deck by not letting them attack the following turn. It's basically like, almost like an Oricorio for non-EXs to an extent. However, as you'll see in this example, it's just not necessary, right? Go here. But yeah, once you put all those engines together, once 2 of them hit, it also helps that there's overlap, right? Between, for example, the babies, and whether you get Darkrai or Arceus, you're in the money. Technically, we could draw 2 here with the Sylveon, but again, we don't have much to play around in the current situation, right? Alright, Zangoose is more like, it's just a colorless option. It technically, like, between charging a Darkrai having Zangoose lead, you could knock out like Latias, technically, in theory. There's just no way that's correct play, unless they have, they would need so many cards in hand for that to make sense. But yeah, we'll just keep doubling up here, because the charge ping, and then we attack, that's it. And it's safe to say that they have no way of like knocking us out in return. The closest they could have gone was to charge up a Latios, but they didn't have a situation in which they'd be able to do that. Which is why I messed, like, they had too many cards in hand. They would have needed to go Gardevoir and then Rare Candy the Ralts into another Gardevoir. And they only had 2 cards in hand, right? Yeah. Yes, the CPU is playing all weird, but was there really much they could do given the start we had? So let's just close it out here. And as always, we do multiple examples. So let's just jump to example number 2. And yeah, that's about it. Alright, for example number 2, we actually get to go first and see how like it changes a bit. The babies aren't as good in this situation because it's more of a liability, but we'll still play along with it. And pass. Yeah, basically, we're just gonna charge up Arceus and hope it's able to sweep, right? The Latios start helps us, unless they find, which is very likely. They are able to find Latias, then it's free retreat, then the knockout on Magby. It starts like ready to start steamrolling from there. But in this situation, we're probably sacrificing 2 baby Pokemon before we could get active. Let's see here. Because yes, technically Latias is a problem because it's automatically like Arceus is cooked. But it's also a good thing because it's like one turn that they don't build up Latios. And then you see they have the helmet on the wrong Pokemon there. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. They do get to build up Darkrai's pretty big here. Let's go Darkrai, Charge-Rai. I almost want to put, yeah, I'm gonna put down Pichu just in case of the Sabrina, which at this point I'm like doubting if they even have Sabrina, but I'm pretty sure they do. And we could either go Darkrai or Arceus here. I'm feeling Arceus for some reason. It doesn't change anything really. I guess if they were to swap into Latios, I get punished for doing the play this way, but. Alright, there goes Magby. But as mentioned, now they don't have like the Latios. Okay, there's a world where they set it up because they could definitely Rare Candy into Gardevoir and go off, but even then they're off 20. I don't know. $110 here. The reason I don't commit the Darkrai is because if we find space for like Eevee or something, we might consider that instead. And that's just game. Actually, it's a shame they play it so awkwardly, right? Yeah, they just gave us their one win condition. They just give it away. But I guess that's not my fault, right? Like if that's how they're gonna play it, that doesn't take away from the fact that the deck that I'm giving you does actually work, right? I'm telling you, we didn't even need to charge Darkrai there. It's just a matter of having it available. We do go down to 120, but they have no way of charging a new Latios from 0 energy to 3. Actually, the most they could have done is probably swing with Latias, and then that's just another 40. Yeah. Your guess is as good as mine as to what they're even trying to do at this point. But yeah, as soon as they pass turn, we'll swing with Arceus and it's game over. But yeah, those are the 2 examples we went. We won going first. Going second, it's a breeze. Because once the baby Pokemon, you're going to be swinging with Darkrai or Arceus so early that they got nothing to do, right? And unfortunately, the Umbreon package wasn't able to do anything. But trust me, an non-EX Umbreon is able to lock them out. But as always, thank you for watching. This does conclude Secluded Springs for this season. As always, I will keep on making content, whether it's competitive, whether it's a meta report, whatever it is. Also, if you want to see something specific that maybe I haven't posted or haven't posted in a while, comment down below so I get ideas of what you guys want to watch. If you're subscribed solely for the expert solo battles, feel free to binge all the ones that from the past. Or As soon as the next set drops, you could count on those videos coming up little by little. So thank you for all the support. Please consider subscribing, and above all else, stay pro.